Hey, Ando here from SenseiAndo.com. In my video about rolling on the ground, I made the comment that if I got shoved backwards, I probably wouldn't slap the ground. A few people had questions about that, so today I thought I'd explain what I meant and share a few thoughts about breakfalls. Here come the drums. In my experience, when you take a fall, there's a right time to stick out your arm and a wrong time. The right time would be when your head is going to hit the ground before your butt or your feet. So for example, if I were to fall off this ladder like this poor sucker in the picture, and my head was flying straight for the ground, my feet are up in the air, then yes, I'm going to stick my arm out to try to break that fall. I'd rather break my arm than my head. In self-defense, the same idea would apply if somebody scooped up both of my legs. The truth is, you don't really need to train to do that. If you go flying towards the ground head first, you will stick out your arms automatically. What you need to train is how to not stick out your arm when it's the wrong time. When's the wrong time? The wrong time to stick out your arm is when you still have one or both feet still on the floor. To help us out today, my friend Sensei Arsen volunteered to throw me around a little bit.
Hi guys.
Let's take a look at the single leg sweep. If I set up a normal break fall, I immediately have three problems. One, I just turned my back to my attacker. I don't like that. Two, my hand, which was in the fight, controlling or maybe striking, I've now taken out of the fight. I don't like that either. Third, I just hit the ground with the small bones of my hand, risking injury. So for me, no, no, and no. So here's my rule. If you can sit down, don't slap the ground. Let's take another look at this sweep. When Sensei Arsen targets my single leg, I still have another leg on the ground. That means as he sweeps, I can sit. That immediately solves all three of my problems. One, I haven't turned my back on my attacker. That's good. Two, my hand is still in this fight. I can be striking or controlling his body weight. I can even set up a sacrifice or counter throw. Three, I haven't risked injury to my hand because I never slapped the ground. As a bonus, by holding onto your attacker, you can control the speed of your fall. So there's really no downside to sitting down. So remember the rule. If you can sit down, don't slap the ground. Let's look at another example. This time, a hip throw. A hip throw is definitely a situation where both of my feet are going to go over my head. But that doesn't mean I have to land like a bag of rocks and slap the ground. How about instead of reaching for the ground with your hand, you reach with one or both of your feet? Let me show you what I mean. Did you see that? Whether you can reach the ground with one or both feet, either way, I have the ability to let my body down with control. And again, I haven't turned my back on my attacker, and I'm keeping both of my hands in the fight. Think about it. When you jump out of an airplane with a parachute, that's a pretty good fall. But last time I checked, they're not training paratroopers to slap the ground when they land. At least that's not what they told me when I went parachuting just for fun. No slapping. Instead, I was told to keep my hands up, absorb the impact with my legs, and get my butt to the ground as fast as I could. Now sure, if you're falling out of an airplane head first and you still want to stick your hands out, you go right ahead. You're still going to die, but hey, at least you tried. So now let's talk about how to practice breakfalls. I see a lot of people warming up like this. They roll from side to side, head tucked, arm at the 45, using the outside of the thigh and the ball of the foot, being careful not to hurt this ankle as you hit the ground. They also practice back break falls in a similar fashion. Tuck the head, cross the hands, and roll back and forth. For me, there's a problem here because you're already on the ground. There is no fall to break. When I'm warming up, instead of starting from a standing position or diving over an obstacle, I'll still start on the ground and roll from side to side. The only difference is, instead of allowing my hips to be already on the ground, I'm going to jump up so that I feel like I'm falling. So something like this. See that? Same thing for a backwards breakfall. Instead of just rolling back, I'm going to jump back. That gives me the feeling of a fall, so I'll have something to break. Yes, I know. Many people talk about landing with your entire body at the exact same moment. The idea is to spread out the energy of that impact. But for me, it doesn't always work that way. For me, I've had better luck using my arm to break the fall, not take the fall. If you want to practice a break fall that you might use with a hip throw or some type of flip, well, start off by being pretty good with your forward roll. Okay? That's the feeling of a flip. Now, to take the break fall, all you're going to do is reach with your feet. So as you start your roll, arch your back, reach with your feet, and then let your butt down with control. Don't just fall over, again, like a bag of rocks. Make it a controlled movement. So you can do it a little bit slow, or as you get better at it, you can speed up. It goes by pretty fast, so you have to pay attention to it. But I think if you get used to that movement of arching, reaching with your foot, and letting your body down, it's going to come in handy for all kinds of throws and flips. Last point. Even if I do stick out my arm to break a fall, that doesn't mean I always have to slap the ground. In the same way that you can use one or both of your feet to gently let your body down, you can do the same thing with your hand. So if somebody grabs your legs, instead of doing something like this, I can reach for the ground with a soft hand to let myself down a little more gently. Let me show you. I control the fall, and my hands are both still in this fight. Now remember, these tips may not apply for parkour or gymnastics, but for self-defense, I think this is the smart way to go. My main point is that not all break falls are the same. For me, if you really can't get a foot to the ground, if you really can't sit down, well then sticking out an arm makes sense. But if you can get a foot to the ground, if you can sit down, then don't bother slapping the ground. You're better off slapping the bad guy instead. If you like this video, how about a thumbs up? Or even better, hit subscribe. To keep up with everything I'm doing, find the link to sign up for my free email updates list. Until next time, try not to fall so much, my friend, and keep fighting for a happy life.